people of the interwebs! Yes, hello, hi, hello, hello. Oh dear. One sec. That should do it. Maybe. Possibly. I hope. Don't want to be too loud. Anyway, hello, hello, hello! Wonderful people of the interwebs. I am WanderGirl108. It has been a long time. I have a lot to, hang on, let me just... I have a lot to, no, so, I am so loud. Anyway, come on now. Is that good? I keep blasting the mic, although it seems to be not quite blasting on the recording. I don't know. Yeah, it has been a while. It has been a long time since I have done this. Anyway, I have some updates to give for what's going on with this channel and with me and stuff and things. And also this game. I realized relatively recently, actually, only like a few months ago, that I was never really clear about how I feel about this game, and I figured out a succinct way to phrase my feelings towards this game. Obviously it's too late to that, so that's why this is the game. Eternalized is the game that is going to be the backdrop for this channel update. So first I'm going to go over what's going on with the channel. If all goes well, you should see a timestamp here. That should tell you when to skip to if you really don't care about this channel at all. And just want to get to the part that explains why I'm using this game as the backdrop. Yeah, hopefully that will work. So anyway, what is this channel? Anyway, the updates. So, if you recall, nearly 4 years ago, I posted a video explaining that an update to YouTube kind of ruined my system for posting videos on this channel. Annotations were removed, and I kind of needed annotations, because annotations were kind of how I filled in gaps in my commentary, or remarked on things I didn't notice while recording, or in the case of the Threads of Fate Let's Play, it was how I gave the name of every soundtrack, every track in the game's soundtrack on screen, so that full credit would be given to, what's her name? The person who made the soundtrack for Threads of Fate. I don't remember their name, but they did a fantastic job, and I wanted to give them full credit, and also, you know, it's copyrighted, so I wanted to give credit. Basically, annotating my videos on YouTube was a huge thing. I needed that quite badly to put text on the screen. And unfortunately, YouTube first removed the ability to do that, and then a few months after that, annotations that had been put on videos previously no longer appear, which is not something I anticipated even back then, and it's quite a problem, because if you notice, the reason they got rid of annotations was because they wanted us to use other options that allow us to interact with our viewers, like end cards and like polls and this, that, and the other thing I don't even know. That's not what I use my annotations for. But the annotations I used were just text boxes on the screen. And that was kind of important, especially when my mic'd up, doinked up. I cut that. I don't swear on this channel, if you didn't know. Though that wasn't really a swear word. I try to keep my language as family-friendly as possible. Anyway, I also get very distracted, which is why having annotations is helpful. Anyway, so, you know that one video of Tomba 2 where the mic was a mess the entire time? Like, it was just a glitchy mess and you literally cannot listen to it? I used annotations to put on the screen text that clarified all the words I was trying to say into my microphone for that video. Those annotations no longer exist. That video is now unwatchable. I'm more than a little bitter about that. So yeah, because the thing is, YouTube had a very simple system. You go in, you say, I want to insert a text box here, this is what I want it to say, and I want it to last until this time. It was so easy, it was so simple, and you could like drag the textbooks on the screen, and like you could make it bigger or smaller with very simple click and drag mechanics. It was so nice. It was so clean and succinct and easy that even I could do it. And then that was gone. It was gone, and yeah, so that was a problem. And I mentioned in the update video, getting back to why I'm even saying these words, that I was going to, I think I said that what I was going to do, I mean, this is what I was going to do. I don't know if I said it, I don't remember, but I think I said specifically that what I was going to do was I was going to go on like a world tour college thing where I was going to spend a year in different countries learning different cooking techniques, just because I wanted to get out of the country for 4 years. And so I wouldn't be posting again for 4 years. Something you should all know, but full disclosure, that didn't happen. Literally none of what I had planned in my previous update video happened, including I'll get to the thing about what came next in a minute, but the going to different colleges didn't happen because I do struggle, or have struggled in the past, with some very minor cases of a variety of mental health issues, depression, anxiety, ADHD, stuff of that nature. Nothing serious, like, it's not too bad, but, like, enough in combination with each other to make my life a little harder to live sometimes. And because I had to give full disclosure about that to the first college I was applying to, they said, well, we need your doctor to assure us and give us a written, like, signed form stating that you have been completely without symptoms for a year straight prior to coming to our college. I don't know if you know anything about mental health. That is not a feasible ask. If you struggle with these issues, to be completely asymptomatic for a year straight isn't happening. It's just not. So, of course, my doctor couldn't say that. So they said, well, then you can't come. And, yeah. So that was pretty much my entire plan down the drain right there. But that's not all I have to say. I do need to explain a few things. Very shortly after that happened, I did get a new laptop, a new game capture hardware, new game capture software. I tried to set it all up, and it didn't work. It literally, like, I don't know what went wrong. I hooked up all the do-whats and who's-its, and, I plugged all the cords into the right places, opened the programs and the stuff and the things, and it didn't capture. It just didn't. I spent quite a bit of money on a bunch of hardware that did not do what I needed it to do. So that was also kind of disheartening. And finally I said, okay, is there not, because the thing is, my game capture software that I'm using right now, I am actually using it right now, does not allow for text on screen editing. That's just not an option that this game capture software has. But I thought, okay, is there some sort of video editor that I can install on my Mac? Because my Mac is what I know and what I love. It works for me. It's gotten me through thick and thin. It's been with me for over 10 years now. Is there not some video editing software I can use for that? So I go to the Apple Store and I ask a guy, and he's like, you can just use iMovie. So that's what I'm doing. Any edits you've seen on this video, I'm doing it through iMovie, full disclosure. And that's not the end of this story. After I was told this, I did in fact try to record some videos for the channel, a couple years ago, actually. This was a couple years ago that I made this attempt. And I tried to record just a little one-off game, not a one-off, but like a shorter game, specifically Klonoa Door to Phantomile. I tried to record that, and because it's a short game, so I figured I could make some nice short videos that I could, practice getting the whole hang of, like, video editing with. So I recorded that, and I recorded the first half of the game, and I tried editing the videos, and it was kind of a headache. I still, as of recording this, I actually haven't figured out a way to put the annotations I would like to place on the screen, for, like, filling in gaps in my commentary and that kind of thing. Still working on that. but hopefully I won't need to do that here. And if I do, it might be like once. So it's a little stressful, but I was like, you know what? This is kind of rough, but I can do it. I can do it. Then I recorded the second half of the game. And if you don't know, there is actually a very emotional scene, a little past the midway point. Not just at the end, but a little past the midway point. And, like, I legit cried. Like, I recorded myself actually crying because I had completely forgotten that scene existed. Because I'd only played the game once before. So I recorded the second half of the game, I saved the game, I was really proud of myself. I went back to the videos I'd recorded. All of the audio was garbled. All of it. For all 3 videos, completely broken, completely unusable. And that was just extremely disheartening. I was just like, I can't. I was so devastated. And then, after that, let's just say that it's very fortunate that, that I had given myself 4 years before I had to come back to this channel, because I did have some personal things come up in my life that I needed to have time to deal with. And that's mostly in the past now. There's still some, life isn't perfect, but I am doing better. As of about a year ago. Not quite a year ago. As of a while ago. And, I've been kind of consumed with some other projects I've been working on elsewhere. That has nothing to do with this channel. But, along the way, I kind of figured out who I am and, what my place in this world is. And I kind of realized that, first of all, what I realized, full disclosure, is that I am a storyteller. I'm a writer. I'm an author. That's just who I'm meant to be. And I am working on that. Who I am not is a video editor. That's just not who I am. I mean, it never came easy to me. YouTube had a great option, and it didn't go so well. It didn't go so well once that was gone, because it was so simple that even someone who isn't a video editor could easily, do whatever she needed to do with her videos, her being me. And now it's gone. And I have to make do with iMovie, which is functional, but not nearly as good as the system YouTube got rid of. So, it's all kind of wonky. So basically what I'm getting at is, I do intend to keep my promise. I will resume the Threads of Fate series at some point. I will resume making videos. I don't think I will ever have a consistent video schedule again. This is just something I'm going to do on my own time. And hopefully that's okay. Because here's the thing. Since I posted that update video, especially in the last year, I have gotten a shocking number of people offering their condolences for this channel, offering their support, indicating that they look forward to seeing more from me, look forward to my return, saying, oh, I'm so sorry the channel didn't work out. Like at least a dozen, maybe not quite a dozen people, but frankly, the fact that literally anyone, went out of their way to say that to me, and not just on that video either, but people have replied to comments I posted on other people's videos just saying, I'm sorry the channel didn't work out. And I'm like, what the... I mean, I was never going to make a thing of this channel. It was never going to be a career. And it's still not going to be. I mean, I know it doesn't, a dozen total messages doesn't make it a career. But, I swore at the outset, I never said this, but I do want to say this, just as full disclosure, that if somehow I ever got popular enough that YouTube would try to partner with me, I would say no. I would never put ads on my videos. I would never monetize my videos, ever. This would just be a thing where I can just play these really old games that are really good, and I can talk about them and show them off, and just give them a little more a little more airtime on the internet because they deserve it. So, like, the fact that anyone cares, just the fact that any single individual person on the planet cares even a tiny bit about this channel means so much to me. You have no idea. Every single person who has offered their support or their condolences for the death of this channel, like, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. It is for you that I am making this video and explaining what's going on. So yeah. Thank you so much for everyone who cares about this channel. I don't know what it is that makes you care about it so much. I'm glad I did something right, I guess. So yeah, so thank you so much. And it is for you that I will make more videos at some point. I am not going to give any sort of specific scheduling. I am not going to give any dates. I'm just going to do it, you know, whenever I feel like it. And, you know, just as a side hobby. And I hope that that's acceptable. So yeah, so that's what the deal is with this channel. Now, as for the first 3 videos of Klonoa Door to Phantomile that I recorded a few years back, in those I did go over in more detail the story of what became of all of the plans and expectations I had laid out in my last update video. I may post them at some point, as like some bonus content. If I ever do post a full Let's Play of Klonoa Door to Phantomile, I would be starting over, from the beginning. I might post those videos as like a something milestone special someday, maybe, I don't know. if it ever matters. But yeah, so that's what's going on with the channel. I'm not specifically planning on recording more videos at any given time specifically right now, but I haven't forgotten, and I do have some idea of what to do when I get back to it. But that'll just happen, you know, whenever. Well, geez, dog, what are you so mad about? Anyway, so that's the update of this channel. Okay, moving on. So this should be the next part of the video. This should be where you skip to, where the timestamp brought you, if it matters. Isn't there a thing on YouTube where you can like segment a video so that like the time bar is split up into sections based on what is happening in the video? I don't know. And if there is, I wouldn't know how to do it, so, you know, whatever. Anyway, so this game. On to this game. It's only 18 minutes into the video, and I'm talking about why I'm even using this game as the backdrop for this update video. So, this game, Eternalize. I had someone recently watch my Let's Play of this game and comment on most of the videos and remark how much they were disappointed that I despise this game. I want to be very clear right now. I do not despise this game in the slightest. Not even a little bit. I don't... I mean, I have a lot of problems with the story. I'm gonna go about... that's gonna come later, don't get me wrong. But as a game... well, no, I take that back. I love this game. I do. Eternalize is great. You could even call it fantastic. You can also call Eternalize a game. Unfortunately, what you cannot call Eternalize is a fantastic game. What do I mean by that? To put it as succinctly as I can, my feelings towards this game is that this is not a full-length game. This is a proof of concept, a bare-bones demo. And what is here is phenomenal. This is the groundwork for probably the greatest turn-based RPG you could ever ask for. The foundation is so solid. Like, if this was a building foundation, you could build a skyscraper on this foundation and it would not crack. Like, what is here is excellent. But there's so little here. Like, it just... It's so... it's just a proof of concept. It's so lacking in so many departments, not for lack of ideas, very clearly, because I mean, I showed you in the final episode prior to now. You know, if you go into the concept art and like the flavor text on items and stuff, there were a ton of ideas here. The gameplay mechanic, rock solid. I absolutely love it. It's like, I love the Pokemon-esque sort of factor of it, but instead of capturing these animals, you're creating them yourself in a way. You know, I love that. I love the, you know, the turn-based, grid-based movement and like range of movement and magic spells and all that stuff. I love everything that's here. But there's so little here that this doesn't really qualify as like a full feature-length game. It's just a demo. It's just a proof of concept. Like, okay, there are, what, 7 dungeons, I think? 8, maybe? One of them you can't go back to after you've completed it. 2 of them, like, I think there are like 8 dungeons, and then 2 of them have 2 versions. Instead of giving us more places to go, more stuff to do. Because, like, there's an entire map to this game. And we see, like, 6 or 7 places on it. And mainly, most of all, what I really do take issue with, so like, there's just so little gameplay here. Oh, one of the dungeons has 2 rooms, one of which you would never find unless you backtrack to it, which you are never given any reason to do. Like, the gameplay here, the core gameplay loop, is great. I'm on New Game Plus right now, by the way, which is going to be relevant in a minute. Well, not a minute, more like 10 minutes. But, like, I just sat here mashing the X button to get to the gameplay, and in like 12 minutes of the game running, about halfway through was the one dungeon in Goondocks. There's just so little opportunities to play this game in this game. Like, you will spend more time grinding for jewels than you will actually seeing new areas. Just if you want to just get a certain monster, let alone complete the pseudo Pokedex, which, you know, it's like, what is here is fun. What is here is absolutely fun. But there's just so little to it. And the worst thing, the worst part of this game, not the worst part, the thing I take biggest issue with in this game is the story. And the reason I take issue with it is that, again, very clearly, there were ideas here. There was a world here. There was an entire lore and backstory to this universe and everything in it that was clearly very well thought out at some point. But what we actually get to experience gives us so little of that. And is so contradictory to that. Like, okay. Now I'm going to talk about my issues with the story of this game. So, we're told, in the prologue, you know, if you sit around and wait, and we're also told when you go to the Lost Forest by the first, you know, talking puppet you see, that what happened, the history of this game, of the world of this game is, long ago, there was a tribe of people, you know, the Red-Eyed tribe, whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce, the Eternal Eyes. I'm not going to try the Corotheatro. Not going to try that. I said I wasn't going to try. I'm not going to try it again. I'm really not. But, like, there was a tribe of people who had the ability to give life to lifeless things. And, you know, the best of them could actually breathe souls into lifeless things. And, you know, that they were just kind of a secret of people that people just kind of knew about, but that they were, you know, sort of off the grid, like they were just around. And then one day, this terrible entity, whether or not she was actually a goddess, I don't know if they're... It's kind of iffy because it sounds like she wasn't around from the start. But the goddess of destruction, Luna, arose and started devouring people's souls. And that right there, that alone provides a really interesting dichotomy. Here you have a group of people with the power to create souls and breathe souls into lifeless objects, and an entity that devours souls. And also you have people who can create creatures without souls, but give them life and power and order them around. So you can basically make an army of, soulless beings to fight this entity that devours souls. That's such a cool idea. I love that so much. But the idea was that when the goddess of destruction arose and started, destroying everything, and devouring everything, everyone's souls and everything, the Red-Eyed tribe were the one who stepped forward and, combined their strange mystical powers to seal the goddess away. And that was the end of the War of the Goddess. But, even though they saved the world, the fact that they had that kind of power made them turn them from just a curiosity of the general people to something to be feared. If they have the power to seal the goddess of destruction, what else can they do? How long until they rise up against us? People panic, which people do. And eventually they were, shunned and hated and persecuted. And it's implied that in time, they kind of died out. And that Luke's parents were some of the last. And that Luke himself is the last one in the world who truly has the heritage of the Red-Eyed tribe. That also, fantastic setup. I love that backstory. You have no idea how much I love that backstory. It's so good. But then you start playing the game and it all kind of goes to heck. Because, here's my big problem with this, with the setup, compared to what we see in the game itself. The game eventually reveals that Luke's parents were the ones who sealed the goddess. There are so many problems with that it kind of breaks the entire setup we're given at the start of the game. First of all, it turns out that the king, the king of this kingdom, of the kingdom of Gross, was also part of the group that sealed the goddess. Oh, I just remembered, there are actually 2 dungeons that you can't go back to once you've completed them once. Anyway, getting back to the point, so the king was one of them. The fairy Nas, who lives in the Misty Forest, was another one. There was Shile, who is weird. She's lived for a really, 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 really long time, and she has those pointy ears, so it's is she just a Red-Eyed tribe, or is she a half-blood who also has Fey blood in her or something? That's never explained. And there was Balzar, who dies in literally the first scene, the opening scene of the game, who was just a dude, as far as I can tell. We had 3 Eternal Eyes, 2 humans, and a fairy were the 6 who forged the seal. So why were the Red-Eyed tribe persecuted? Why don't people hate the king? He was part of the sealing of the goddess. And Balzar, what was his deal? Frankly, we don't know anything about Balzar. We're told he was the Soul Reaper. A title that's never explained and never comes into play because he dies in literally the first scene of the game. The Ring of Domination. We're told at the start of the game that we're supposed to go find it. But in the first scene, Vorlis has already found it. He appears to use it once, maybe, at the start of the game, and then it's never brought up again. What is the Soul Reaper's purpose? We don't know. Frankly, what's the deal with Vorlis' henchman? Right, there's that dude who, has, this weird, futuristic cyborg suit with, knife fingers. What's his deal? I don't know. I don't even know his name. And then there's Lolita, who has her own page in the manual describing her character, and she's the only one we know who she uses magic and stuff. Well, there's also Karis, who is Karis a guy or a girl? We don't know. Does Karis only appear to be a girl because they're wearing the regalia of knowledge, as described by the princess? And they just never thought to make another model. We don't know. Lolita. She's like Vorliss's right hand. What's her deal? We don't know. The three of them, and then there's that other dude with the battle axe who like barely, doesn't really even exist. And like, you know? And they die so unceremoniously. And just going through all this. Like, Luke's parents leave a letter saying that, you know, oh, darkness is going to arise. I can't tell you who's behind it because even to speak his name would be to alert him to your presence. And it's like, if you knew Vorliss was going to do this during the war, why did you not stop him earlier? But all that is to say nothing of the thing that I got completely off track from, as I do. How is it that the Red-Eyed tribe were so hated and persecuted, and in time faded from sight, without Luke having ever heard of these people? Like, presumably Luke has never heard of the Red-Eyed tribe, because the way he reacts the first time he brings a puppet to life makes it seem like this isn't even a legend among the people anymore. The Red-Eyed tribe have been completely forgotten. Luke was born before the goddess was sealed. And he's what, 17? 16? In this game? Heck, his younger sister had been born when the goddess was sealed. And she's what, 15? 14? 13? So basically, the Red-Eyed tribe had been persecuted for like 15 years. And somehow it's gone from there was this whole tribe of people that everyone feared and hated to, you know, Luke doesn't even know about his heritage within the time of his growing up. That doesn't sit right with me. The War of the Goddess, in which the Red-Eyed tribe, you know, forged the seal and, you know, what became so hated and feared by the common man. In order for Luke to have no idea where he came from, that would have had to have happened like a couple hundred years ago. Maybe, and I could accept his parents living, you know, in secrecy and just posing as, medicine, purveyors of medicine, like shopkeepers for an apothecary. And, you know, laying low and, like, keeping their heritage hidden. I buy that. But I think the only thing that can make this story work is if there were two Wars of the Goddess. One many generations ago, where the Red-Eyed tribe as a whole took on Luna, and then the one 15 years ago where Luke's parents remade the seal. And I could accept that if there was any indication in the game other than the incongruous timeline that happened. But at no point is it mentioned that happened twice. Nowhere in the game is it mentioned that happened twice. And quite frankly, to be completely honest, I would have much preferred to play through his parents' story than his. Because his parents' story sounds like it was actually interesting. So here's the thing with the story of this game that we play through. About half of it is spent trying to resurrect Alina. To literally no gain to the overall plot whatsoever. Now don't get me wrong. You know, it's a very emotional thing. You know, I'm not saying that it shouldn't have happened, but like, if you think back, when Alina gets in the way of Vorliss's blade, and, you know, takes the blow for Luke, and she falls, and, you know, she's dead, but not dead for reasons, because blah 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 Deus Ex Machina, which is another issue I take with it all. You know, Vorliss is like, oh, okay, well, now she's dead, I'm gonna kill you, and then one of his henchmen comes along and says, hey, we have to go, and Vorliss is like, alright, I'll leave you for now, but, you know, if you get in my way, I will kill you. And then he leaves. If Vorliss's henchman had been the one to stop that first swing of his blade, you know, if Alina hadn't come along and taken that hit, literally nothing about this story would have changed. They would have met with the princess, and she would have said, you know, they took the regalia of knowledge, I need that back, could you please do that for me? Because they're going to, you know, probably use it to raise an army of the undead, which, again, mentioned only as we set out to reclaim the regalia of knowledge, is that they're trying to raise an army of the undead. and it never comes into play again. It's never mentioned again. So they could have made a bigger deal of that plot point with, you know, not having to waste all this time with trying to resurrect Alina and stuff. And, like, you know, the princess could have said, do that, and then they went and got it back and stopped the summoning of the army of the undead. And then they would have gone back to her and said, here you go, you can become an angel now. And she said, great. By the way, have you heard of Chile? Like, Alina, the whole series of dungeons going through trying to resurrect Alina does nothing at all for the game. It's just padding. And when literally half of a game is padding, that's just not good design. Which is why I prefer to think of this game as a proof of concept. And it is a proof of concept. I love the concept here. I adore the concept here. But in practice, it was executed so haphazardly and so nonsensically. And, like, other characters too. Like, I talked about Vorlis's sides. What about Luke's sides? You know, Alina is just kind of there mainly to be a plot point for half the game, where we're trying to resurrect her. And then Mouse and Nicole. What purpose do they serve at any point? Like, there's talk about how we're going to make preparations for the journey, and, like, you know, you're gonna have to go on without us, and then, like, when we're trying to save Alina and we go to the land of the light at the edge of the world, excuse me, they're like, okay, we're gonna come with you and help you, and they do, and then we get to the dungeon and it's literally just Luke. So what was the point of them being there? I mean, it's implied that there was a journey. We are never given any indication that such a journey existed, besides a couple of characters mentioning that it was going to happen. There could have been several dungeons between here and the Land of Light, and that would have been good padding, because it would have made the journey feel like a journey. And there could have been a thing about how, you know, oh, we'll heal your wounds after you get through this area. You know, we have the supplies and stuff. They could have done so much with just that, and they didn't. Instead, it was just nothing. And that's this game in a nutshell, basically, is they could have done so much, and instead they did nothing. I don't hate this game. On the contrary, I love this game for what is here, but there is so much that isn't here. So much. I've made this analogy before, elsewhere. You know, the foundation of this game is solid. I said before, you know, you could build a skyscraper on this foundation and the foundation wouldn't crack. But the part that's built up on the foundation is just one of those little cardboard, you know, houses that you give to kids to, like, play make-believe in. And, you know, kids can, that's a cardboard palace, that's all a kid needs, you know? We all filled in the gaps with our imagination with this game when we were kids. We all did that. You know, this game seemed a lot bigger to all of us, everyone who played this game as a kid. The game seemed a lot bigger to us back then, because our imaginations could fill in the gaps. And that's fine and good, but, like, cardboard is cardboard. And you have the foundation for a skyscraper, and you're just making a little cardboard box? It's so much wasted potential. That's what really exasperates me about this game, is that it had so much potential and none of it was used. It's not that I hate this game. This game is painful to me for everything it so clearly could have had, but didn't. So I guess that's my feelings on this game. So, you know, I do love what is here, but there's just so little here, and it's just, in the end, it's just a shame. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. This is the most disappointing game I own, I think. Not for how little it did, but for how much it clearly could have done. Again, the ideas were so clearly there. They had so many ideas. Like, there is flavor text for literally every item in this game, and most of it talks about, like, it establishes world building and lore that's only hinted at in these item descriptions. Every monster you make has, like, a lore description without ever an explanation of how there can be lore to these things that are made from puppets that no longer exist because the Eternalized were wiped out. Like, the concept art, phenomenal. I adore the concept art. Oh my god, it's so good. The music, the soundtrack, again, phenomenal. I love it. The basic premise we're given in the prologue of this game, if you wait around on the title screen for a while. I love it. The core gameplay mechanics, I love it. I love everything that is here, except the story. But there's just so little of it. It's so, there's just nothing. There's nothing here. And it's so sad because the ideas were so clearly there. They just weren't used. So yeah, I would have loved to see this game realize its full potential. Because there's so much potential. This game is just oozing with potential. Potential is leaking out of every orifice and you can't keep it in. This thing is just bursting with potential. But it wasn't used. It just wasn't used. And that's just so sad. It's really sad. Okay, am I a bit clearer now about my feelings for this game? See, this is why I'm a storyteller. I'm not so good at stating my opinions and worldviews directly. And I'm especially not good at making words with my face. I'm really good at making words with my fingers. I'm really good at typing. Typing comes to me about as naturally as breathing. Talking, not so much. Which, again, is why I need annotations on my videos, to put text on the screen to fill in the gaps in my extremely rambly talking. And also, I tend to better express my worldviews through stories in which I portray those worldviews than just by saying what my views are. But, like, I can't really tell a story to explain why this game is so brilliant but lacking. You know, why this game works better as a bare-bones demo. Like, if this was a demo, if you were given this disc as a demo for a full game, it would get praised to the moon and back. Like, it would be all over all of the gaming news about, you know, this demo proves the concept of, like alpha builds nowadays, you know? You know, early access alpha and all this stuff. If this was an alpha release of a game, people would be flocking to this thing. But this was sold as a complete game in and of itself. And it just, there just wasn't enough done with it to warrant the price tag. I'm sorry. You know, it's so heartbreaking. This could have been so great. And that's another thing when I'm trying to express my opinions with my face, is that I tend to repeat myself. Anyway, I'm a little over 43 minutes into this video. I think I've said everything I was trying to say. And for your patience, I have a little reward for you. Yes, a special bonus thing here at the end of the video. I have seen on the internet some rumors that New Game Plus for this game has a very special feature that I wasn't aware of. Apparently, on New Game Plus, which I am, this isn't the same save file I used for the Let's Play. I don't know what happened to that save file, quite frankly. But this is New Game Plus. But apparently on New Game Plus, you can play as/with Elena. How that works, I don't know, considering the game keeps contriving reasons for Elena to not be present when you go through any dungeon. So, and also I've seen some mentions of, like, if you do certain things, you know, with or to her during combat, the game will crash, which makes me kind of iffy about this, because I have never seen on a video game disc, you know, a disc that you buy and put in your console and play, I have never seen an easily replicatable way to make a game crash. I've never seen that happen. So I'm a little iffy about this. I don't know if, like, the ability to use her is somewhere in the game's code and it was never included, but some people say that if you play New Game Plus, you can play as or with Elena. I have not looked into this personally. I have only looked on the internet. So the little bonus here is that I am going to go find out right now whether or not that's true. And if it is, I'm going to play through the entire Lost Forest with Elena. So let's find out, shall we? Okay. What's this? Oh, this is the concept art, right. Can we just take a moment to admire the concept art of Luna again? Because, oh my god, I freaking love. No. I freaking love this concept art. Oh my god, I love it so freaking much. A character in a story I wrote, her design is actually based on this. Sort of a draconian version of this. So instead of blue fur feathers, she's all like black scales and stuff. Yeah. Friggin' love this. Sorry, I just had to indulge a little there because I happened to do that. Okay, so let's go to the character select and see if we can in fact add Elena to the party. I'm anticipating that we cannot, but let's find out. Okay. So, exchange. Holy! Oh my god! You actually can play with Elena? Holy butts! Oh my god! I didn't expect that to friggin' work! Oh my god! Okay, okay, okay. 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 Let's equip her with stuff and things. Oh, she gets stuff for like... Ah! She gets puppet equipment. Okay. Well, what should we give her? So she can't use magic. Oh, she has 5 movement points. Interesting. What do you think? Should we give her... Also, okay, here's another thing about this game that a minor criticism. So we have HP, MP, attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, and at the bottom we have movement. The 4 between magic defense and movement, I don't get. So I think, okay, I think HR is hit rate, which I get. Aversion, I guess that's evasion rate. But then there's speed. What purpose does that serve, considering the game is A, turn-based, and B, grid-based? There's literally no, like, AV and SP, I don't get what those do. I have no idea what those do. And I have never had to understand what those do to beat this game repeatedly. And then there's luck, which, is that evasion rate and hit rate? Does it have some of it? Like, I think luck is just a standard RPG stat, but I don't get what that does either. So just full disclosure. Okay, we don't want to give her MP because, yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna give her this and okay. So Elena exists. We're going to play with her now, I guess. I'm flabbergasted, you guys. I didn't actually think this was going to work. I really thought it was just some internet rumor, and then it was going to be... Oh my god. This is so weird. This is so freaking weird. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, we're gonna play through the Lost Forest with friggin' Elena with us. Which kind of breaks the story, what little story is established here, but hey! All on my own? Yeah, well, no, Elena's actually with us, so, you know. So yeah, that is a thing that's happening right now. Longer video. So yeah, guys, I'm freaking speechless. Like, this is like, yeah, Alina is with us. Alina is freaking with us right now. And the game crashed. Oh. No? Okay, the game did not crash. We have Alina. Alina is here, and she's doing stuff. Let's just randomly cast spells and things. Oh yeah, Alina has to be the one to kill things if she's gonna... Oh dear. Okay. This is so weird, you guys. I really didn't think this was gonna work. I really didn't think this was going to work. I really didn't. I guess sometimes you can believe the internet. The thing is, if anyone targets her, she's probably gonna get wrecked, which would be sad. Luckily for us, these monsters tend to not use magic. What's her attack? I'm curious. What? Did she just slap that thing? That's fantastic. I love that. Guys, I love this. This is amazing. I am so happy that this worked. I didn't think it would, but it did, and it's amazing, and I love it. I love this so much. Oh my god, this is so great. Oh dear. Yeah, so all my other things are at level 99, so they can't do anything to me, but they can do things to Alina. I wonder what happens if she dies. Nothing seems to be targeting her, strangely enough, even though she is the weak member of the team. I wonder, is there AI in this game? Do you think? I don't know if there's AI in this game. I really don't. This is so weird. And so cool. I love her attack. It's so stupid, and I love it. Okay. Last check. Does this crash the game? Okay. She just says no. Okay. Okay, so there isn't even a reliable way to crash this game. Guys, I am loving this. This is amazing, and I love it. Yeah, I was told that the game would crash if I threw a jewel at Alina. It just doesn't let you do it. So that's that. I don't think there's any way to increase Alina's abilities at all. I think she just hits things, and it's just like a thing that happens. What happens if she dies? Okay, I don't want Alina to die. That next order of business, I want to see Alina die. So yeah, it turns out I could have said all the things I had to say about the updates for this channel while playing the game. I didn't, because I anticipated that that playing as Alina wouldn't be a thing. This video is going on very long, and it's going on very, very long. Oh dear. Okay. Next order of business, get Alina killed, and then I'll end the video. I just want to know what happens if she dies. So that means that I can kill these things. Because it looks like these things aren't going to attack her. I really didn't think this was gonna work. I am dumbstruck. I am flabbergasted. I really didn't know this was a thing. And it's so pointless, because it's impossible to not get Luke to level 99 by the end of the game. So why would you ever play New Game Plus? There's no point. There's no point to this being a thing. There's no reason for this. Oh my god, look at her! Oh, look at her celebration! She's so happy! Okay. Okay, let's get Alina killed. And, yeah. No, not you. Can things attack her? Nothing is attacking her. Okay. So she's just... a thing? I guess? She's a... Is she a ghost? Like, what the freaking... Okay. So, this is a thing that's happening now. I really don't care at this point. But it was definitely interesting. Very interesting indeed. She has stats, apparently. She's a person, but she's a puppet, but she's... I don't even, you guys. I don't even. And literally nothing's attacking her. So, like... Okay. Okay, I'm gonna end this video here. It's literally gone over an hour at this point. This will be fun to edit. Ay. So thank you so very much for watching if you did. This was an interesting special surprise. Yeah. This was great. And interesting and stuff. So yeah, don't hold your breath for new videos, but I have not abandoned this channel. I will be continuing to make more videos at some point. I'm not going to give a date on when because I don't want to make promises I can't keep. But yeah, that this threw me off entirely from everything. So yeah, that's what's going on with the channel. That's my true final feelings on this game. Yeah. Thank you so very much for watching if you did. I really do appreciate anyone. Thank you for anyone who offered their support during the off years of this channel. Thank you so much for that. I cannot express my gratitude strongly enough. I guess this is my thanks to you, this special surprise. And I truly look forward to seeing you guys next time, whenever that may be, because there will be a next time. That much I can promise. So yeah, thank you so much. Good night.